Welcome once again to another tutorial. In this tutorial, we will be looking at the Kivy animation module. In Kivy, to animate an object or a widget, we use animation or animation transition. Anyway, let's skip with the boring stuff and just jump into the example so that you can see what I'm talking about. Now, suppose we have a button. Okay, so we have a button and we want to move this button when we press it. So in order to do this, what we need to do is we can use our animation module, which we need to import, of course. And this is how we import it, as you can see here. Now that we have imported our module, let's animate our button. Let's move it from its current position to a new position. So firstly, let us create a function. All right, so in this function, what do? We are animating. So we are animating this button, changing its position over time. And we're going to call this function when the button is pressed. So on press, self animate. Okay, let's go on and run that and see what do we see. Voila, as you can see, the button is animated exactly to that position. Yeah, so this is a simple animation, how you do a simple animation. But what if you want to also maybe change the size of the button? So meaning you don't want to just maybe move the button, but you also want to change the size. So to do so, we can just add the desired size in the animation. So we can add the desired size. Okay, all right. Let's go on and run that. So as you can see, the position and the size, they change simultaneously when we press the button. Now to make sure that our animation is smooth, there is something that we can use, and what we can use is it's the animation transitions. Yeah, so there's many different transitions that we can use. To be exact, Kivy has over 28 different transitions. Can you believe it? That's a lot, right? Yeah, so there is a lot of transitions. So transitions are represented by the letter T. I know that sometimes you think that T stands for time, but no, it's for transitions. Yes, so let's try to implement the transition into this animation and see how that goes. All right, as you can see, the difference between when you are using a transition and when you are not, there's a great difference. It's much smoother. It's always better to use a transition. Of course, you have to choose the right one. In future tutorials, I will share more about the different transitions that you get so that you can choose for yourself what is the right one. All right. So now sometimes, however, you might not want to animate, like to change the position and the size at the same time, so you and it's the same with your various animations that you might want to put on your widget. Maybe you don't want these animations to happen like at the same time, but you want the animation to go in a particular order. Like for instance, when you press that button, maybe you just want the button to move first, And then after it has moved to that position, then you want to change the size, and so forth and so forth. So in order for you to do this, actually it's quite simple for you to do this. Yeah, so as you can see here, all you have to do is you have to sort of use this plus operator, yes, this plus sign, to indicate basically that this animation is taking place, it's added to that animation. So meaning that animation takes place and then the other one takes place following each other. So by using the plus sign, you are indicating that the animation takes after the other one. Yes. So one thing that we can also do is, because we're dealing with one or two or three or even more animations which are taking place one after the other, we might maybe want to also control the duration. Like maybe our first animation, we don't want it to take that long, then the other one we want it to take a bit longer. So there is a way to control the animation duration. For durations, yes, and duration is measured in seconds, basically. So it's measured in seconds. Yes. Yeah, so let's go on and code this and see how it goes. Let's run that. Wow. All right. As you can see, it's cool, right? Yeah, it's cool. Yeah. So basically, when it comes to animation, there's literally so much you can do. You are only limited by your own imagination, basically. That's the only thing limiting you. Yeah. So try it out. Try different things and see how it goes. So now also something that you could try is alternatively, you could have the animations happen in parallel to one another. So instead of having one animation following the other, you can also have them happen parallel to each other. It's not recommended to use this sort of method. However, please feel free to try it out. Yeah, but how you make these animations to work in parallel with one another, it's quite simple. You just basically use this symbol here. Yeah, this is the operator symbol that you can use. Yeah, instead of using the plus or the addition symbol, just use this one. Yeah, so let's go on and code this and see how it goes. Yeah, so as you can see, as the widget is moving, the size is gradually increasing. Yeah, so this is like how now you animate an object, like in like parallel basically. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, so that's about that. Yeah. And sometimes as well, you might want to repeat the animation over and over again. Like maybe not running the animation just once. But once you press the button, you might maybe want the animation to continue again and again and again and again, like creating some form of a loop. Yeah. So in order for you to do this, you have to use animation repeat, and you have to set it to true. Yeah, as you can see here. Yeah, so animation. So in this case, enum repeat, and then you make sure that it's true. So now, as you can see, when we run the animation, what happens? The animation repeats. It's on a loop, an endless loop, basically. This is amazing, right? Yeah, anyway, this is it for this tutorial. So please do leave a comment if you have any more questions or anything that maybe you think I should include in the following upcoming tutorials. And once again, please do support. You know what to do. Subscribe. And until next time, take care, and take care.